evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fan Experience TV. Welcome to all of you watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, and we have just reconnected with Facebook. So welcome back, everyone at Facebook. We took a couple episodes off there, but we are back for your viewing pleasure. Anyone listening on audio version, welcome to you as well. For those of you tuning in for the first time, my name is Mike Katos. I'm the host, and alongside me is my co-host Rick Molina. Rick, what a weekend! How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. What a weekend it was. I mean, the return of Cam.
I'm back.
I'm back. The return of Cam. OBJ is in LA. And obviously the New York football teams are, well, they're what they are. Pitiful. But let's start with OBJ. Gets released by the
Well,
Browns.
the Giants didn't lose.
Well, the Giants didn't lose. They didn't play. So for all you
and
Giants
the only
fans
New
out
York
there,
team, let's just be real, put a whomping on the New Jersey team they played.
Well, we'll get to the locals in a minute. I guess we can start. But let's start with OBJ. Here's a guy, 7 years in the league, hasn't really won, all this talent, leaves Cleveland, and then goes to the Rams. And right away, I don't know if you saw the memes. I mean, they're already memeing him already. And goes to the Rams, and the Rams get hammered by the 49ers already. Stafford already throws a pick. And it's already becoming a mess there in LA. But look, I when this happened, I texted you. I said the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. I think I'm going to stick with that because they're just loaded with talent. Once they kind of figure it out, I think they're going to win. And it was just one of those crazy weeks in the league, man. But that one was the shocker of the Sunday.
Yeah, well, without a doubt, it was definitely a shocker. You definitely thought the Rams could have held up a lot better. They did have a huge loss this past Friday.
Yeah,
Robert Woods going down with an ACL injury during practice.
Yeah.
So you never want to see that. You hate to see it. Robert Woods is one of the better players in the league, and he's been he's been shining for the last few years. He was doing it with the Bills, and then all of a sudden, put it into an extra gear when he was with the Rams. Whether it was Goff and now Stafford, but Cooper Kupp is just a beast over there. So they're doing well with them. But yeah, you texted me saying, "Hey, the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl," and I don't know. But I also asked the question today, in our post, like, are there any true powerhouse teams in the NFL this season? And I don't think the answer is no.
No, yeah, you're right. I mean,
there is no slam dunk favorite to get to the Super Bowl and to win a Super Bowl. And you did mention the Rams with the Super Bowl this year, as we all know, definitely me and Rick definitely know that it's over there in Los Angeles this year.
Yeah,
we will be attending, well, not the Super Bowl, but the Super Bowl festivities in and around.
It will be two guys roaming around the fan fest over there.
Yeah, well, we'll be around the City of Angels quite a bit that weekend,
yes.
but it brought up these thoughts in my mind, like, well, last year around this time, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by a quarterback that played for one team for his entire career and then went to a different team with a very nice supporting cast, and also made a signing of an oft-injured player and somebody that was, riddled with drama in Antonio Brown. And after a abysmal first half of the season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they couldn't get out of their own way, losing to the Bears, and then all of a sudden went on a run and became the hottest team in football and ended up going to their home stadium to play the Super Bowl and winning it. So there's some similarities with Stafford coming over, learning the new playbook, having this nice supporting cast, bringing in this, this drama-filled prima donna that's injured. So, I mean, there are kind of, some common themes, if you will. Granted, there are two teams that do call that stadium home, so it could be one of the two. The Chargers are taking a little step back, so if I had to choose one, I'm gonna pick the Rams to make it to the Super Bowl over the Chargers.
Look at that consensus.
But I think if they get their act together, and losing Robert Woods, OBJ was supposed to be an extra piece,
right?
And he wasn't supposed to be one of the center pieces.
Right.
And losing Robert Woods made that OBJ signing more of a necessity than just a luxury. So, that was tough to come back from, and only a day to really, get him intertwined into that offensive scheme. So I think, with the time, did they have their bye yet, the Rams?
Not yet. I don't think so, no.
I don't believe so either. So with time, I think that OBJ will become acclimated with the playbook. He did get a couple catches last night, but I definitely thought they could have used him in the red zone just a little bit more, just as a distraction, if anything, not even to throw it to him.
Right.
But they were struggling in the red zone last night. But I do think they have a shot. I certainly do. Because other than there truly is no powerhouse teams. You got the Cardinals. They're up there in that conversation, and I guess the Packers are really the powerhouse of the NFC, if you will, if you want to say that. And Aaron Rodgers came back this week and took care of business against the Seahawks. It's 17-0 with Russell Wilson still, coming back from that middle finger injury. And, your thoughts on, Packers, Rams? You still think Rams are winning the Super Bowl, but...
Well, they're loaded. The 49ers basically just beat them up last week on what was it, Sunday night? The Chiefs are still struggling. I don't care what happened on Sunday. Defenses have finally caught up to Mahomes. They play those two safeties deep now. They don't let him go for the big plays, and he's gonna have to learn how to move the ball down the field, a la Brady. Sort of think and dunk when he has to, take the shots when they're open. But he's got to learn to adapt his game to that. So, but I still, the Chiefs still have issues on defense too. I don't know that I'm believing the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs have a horrible.
Yeah, they're worse. So I don't know. You get a team like you get them in the playoffs, and you get the Ravens who can run the ball down their throat, or the Bills who can bully them around. We'll see.
The Titans without Derrick Henry are still running.
Yeah, that's another one. So it's interesting. The Cowboys, they're back, so to speak. And that's a team that if they get into the playoffs and go on a little run, man, we'll see. I think at the end of the day, though, Mike, I don't know. I don't even remember. I think we picked Tampa. And Tampa lost this weekend to the Washington football team. Brady, they got pretty much manhandled. Chase Young tears his ACL in that game. That was awful.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was a tough one there to watch that, man. And that guy, Tyler Heineke, man, that kid has got some spunk, right? Makes plays. Yeah. I don't know if he's the future, but he's got a little sort of oomph in his step there. So
got chutzpah.
But look, at the end of the day, I just think there's too much talent in LA for them. Stafford reverted back to Detroit line Stafford last week, but I think, like I said, once they kind of nail down the chemistry with OBJ, and they're all on the same page, sky's the limit with that team. That team is just too good, too deep. McVay's a good coach. I don't see why they can't win. On the AFC side, it's wide open. I thought Buffalo was going to the Super Bowl. Clearly, Kansas City isn't the team it was 2 years ago. Buffalo's kind of had its ups and downs. Then they played our beloved Jets, and we'll get into that in a second. And
it's a get-right game because it's the Jets.
Yeah, and they just dropped 45 points or whatever it was, and they just annihilated the Jets. The Ravens, obviously, they played.
They lost to Miami.
They lost to Miami, which is, and that I think that was more of a Lamar Jackson, a homecoming game from the game I want to talk about is New England, right? Right now, Mac Jones, dinking and dunking and what have you. Everybody's saying he was the best quarterback out there. The New England Patriots are 6-4 right now. and they are on the verge of going to the playoffs. I mean, and people don't realize that as you have. I don't know where you went. There you are.
I don't. It just said my cam stopped for some reason.
Anyway.
I'm back.
My
cam's back.
Yeah, your cam's back. Yeah. New England, look, they had 8 players or whatever it was that were on the COVID protocol list last year, didn't play. Their team is loaded defensively. Offensively, they're putting Mac Jones in positions to make easy throws and win games. And so right now, I mean, they're looking at as a favorite to go to the playoffs. People are saying they're going to make a run to the Super Bowl. Let's hold our horses before we get there. But I think the AFC is wide open at this point, man. I mean, any team could get to the Super Bowl for the AFC. I mean, it's just that wide open over there. So we'll wait and see. But I want to get to the Jets because, look, nobody expected the Jets to compete.
Way to bring down the room.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Nobody expected the Jets. I certainly did it to make the Super Bowl, make a run, just to make better. And what I think people forget, the Jets are starting rookies all over the field. They're injured. Their quarterback gets hurt. And they're starting the team. And it's not, and yes, people are upset at Rob Saleh. I know some people get on, they get on the internet and they're like, well, why doesn't he do something? Well, what is he supposed to do? Like, do people want him to strangle a ref? Do people want to throw a temper tantrum? Like, what is the guy supposed to do? They're playing with rookies out there. Guys don't know what they're doing.
Marcus May's out for the season.
Right. Becton's hurt. Carl Lawson got hurt. May tore his Achilles. I mean, they got injuries all over. They got Michael Carter is a stud, that running back. Elijah Moore is going to be a stud. And once Wilson kind of
cornerback, Michael Carter.
Yeah, Bryce Hall's played well. Quinton Williams has played. They got some building blocks here. Michael Carter the second's played well, so they got some building blocks there, right? And they're building this thing from the ground up. And right now, people can't see the vision, but I can see it. And look, Zach clearly wasn't ready to play. He gets hurt, but I think once the light bulb comes on, I think Zach Wilson is going to be fine. He's going to be okay, but. People calling for him to be fired, and what Rex Ryan did to him, and this is the second week in a row he's going after him, but the comments that he made were just, you can't say stuff like that. And Rex Ryan was just taking cheap shots at the guy when he's down. And I was trying to defend him with my friends, and then he finally said enough is enough. He said, listen, I've never met Rex, I've never had a conversation, but if it's personal to him, he knows where to find me. And he said he knows he talks, and I love that. And that's what I wanted to hear from my head coach. He called out Rex Ryan and put him in his place. And for Rex Ryan, who had Eric Mangini's players when he went to the AFC Championship games, for Rex Ryan, who backed into the playoffs one year and then had a 10-6 year the next, and then it was a disaster for the next, 3 or 4 years. Then went to Buffalo, and that was a mess. Him talking about that he was a great, don't compare him. I mean, it was not a joke. Rex Ryan's a joke. I'm sick of him. I don't want to hear about him. And so to the Jet fans, I say you just got to be patient. But Rex Ryan, that was below the belt. To hit the guy when he's down and his team is just reeling, it's just so uncalled for. Rex, you suck. How about that?
I guess whatever it is, it's clickbait. It's trying to get people to
100%.
That's what it is. And that's just unfortunately it's something that we see time and time again in this media conglomerate, which is the social, the social networks, so to speak, just all over the place. People just want to be heard, and people want their thoughts to be heard. And he's using his credibility, his name, Rex Ryan, and obviously he has a big name around, around the New York area. And when he signed with the Jets, he said, we're beating the Patriots this year. We're taking the #1 spot. And that was the first thing he said, signing on with the Jets as the head coach. So the guy obviously likes to hear himself talk, likes to hear him, think he's like the biggest man, smartest man in the room. And, you can't judge it on 9 games. You can't judge anything on 9 games. And I think that the Jets have a lot of good signs in this season. There's a lot of very bad games and very bad outcomes. When the triple zeros hit the scoreboard. But there's a lot of, like you said, Michael Carter.
He's a beast. That guy, man,
ascending every single week.
Yeah,
and not only am I seeing it on the field, I'm seeing it. I have him on my fantasy team, and I keep seeing more points every week. More points.
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore is another one, and you did not expect them to all of a sudden be a playoff team because they drafted Zach Wilson and Michael Carter and Elijah Moore. All right, so anyone who's out there thought that they were going to be a playoff team, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. And if you really believe that, you know where to find me.
Yeah, but that was like Rex Ryan just wants to be relevant again, and he's just got a big mouth and he says, "Shut up." That's it. But for him to call the coach out like that, I mean, that's his problem is he wants to be the Jets head coach, and he wants back in the NFL, and no one will hire him, and that's why, because he is reckless with his mouth, and no one wants to hire him. Nobody wants him on their team.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, he just wants to hear himself talk and hear himself in the middle of controversy and whatever the case is. So take it with a grain of salt. He's got to put a foot in his mouth.
Literally.
His foot fetish. You don't remember that? I don't know.
I
was trying to play off his foot fetish, but anyway.
I remember all right.
But yeah, moving on. You did mention Stafford looking like Lions Stafford.
Speaking of the Lions,
and mentioning that McVay is a great coach. Well, Jared Goff has not won a game without McVay as his head coach, and Jared Goff has looked. Did he throw for like less than 100 yards? I believe that was the stat. I think it was in like the 80-yard range, 80, 90-yard range, in a 16-16 tie with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Lions had it won. And this like the worst kick I've ever seen. I mean, granted, like you're a professional kicker for the NFL, and I get it. I probably can't hit that field goal, but I mean, come on, like that was a chip shot, and it didn't even get high enough to cross the crossbars. It was just, I don't know. I think he slipped because of the rain and whatever, but the Lions had that win right in their hands. But it was just a sloppy game, even with the Steelers. I know Ben Roethlisberger's got COVID the day before, and Mason Rudolph had to start.
It's funny.
It was sloppy.
I was gonna text you when he was about to kick that field goal. I was gonna be like, "You think he makes it?" He gets on the field, man. He didn't even make the goalpost. That's how bad that kick was.
I don't even think it made it high enough for
it was
hit
awful.
The bottom crossbar.
He missed the field goal and he missed an extra point. I mean, you got to feel bad for the Lion fan, man. I mean, those people are loyal. What they deal with, man, incredible. But
I know. It's tough. It's tough over there. At least they have a great social media team. That's
they're doing well over
there. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, Goff has not won a game without McVay as his head coach, and
that says a lot.
That's crazy. But
I want to talk about the Browns for a second and Baker Mayfield getting annihilated in New England. I mean, Jesus Christ. That team is loaded, man. Their problem is quarterback. They don't have a quarterback. They have the running game. They have a defense. They got playmakers. Their problem is that's it.
I mean, nobody saw 45-7.
No.
And now 2 weeks in a row, the Patriots have scored more than 45 points. I think it's the first time in their history, I read.
Well, look, they're getting better. But like Cleveland, man, like you got a loaded team. That team is loaded. You got the right coach, and the problem's under center. And you know what? And also, I feel bad for Baker a little bit because Colin Cowherd kills him like every day. He's just like destroying that poor guy. But listen, he's earned it, man. He was cocky, arrogant. Baker comes out, and he just doesn't perform. And yes, he's hurt. He's got a shoulder. I mean, he got beat up in that game. But those are the games where you can't get outplayed by a rookie quarterback. I'm sorry, man. Like you got to come in and you got to put your foot down in a game like that. And you didn't do it. And listen, I don't know what's going to happen after this season, but I don't know that they extend Baker Mayfield. I mean, he's due for like a huge contract. I don't know how that happened. And think about it. He's the first pick and the third pick in that draft with Sam Darnold. Those guys might be gone by the end of their rookie contract. Incredible. And Josh Rosen's gone. The only two last is Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Incredible.
Yeah, and they'll probably be facing off in the AFC Championship
game.
Here.
Think about that. And Lamar might win the second MVP.
Yeah, I mean, he's on his trajectory to do so. I mean, the guy runs the ball and now he's throwing the ball a lot more too. And yeah, I mean, definitely could happen. But it goes to show you, though, the Browns' offense is all Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Yes.
Because they were both out and they scored 7 points.
Yes.
So and Baker could not do a damn thing.
Nothing.
And he ended up getting hurt too, right?
Yeah, he got beat up.
They ended up having Keenum come in.
Case Keenum came in. Yep.
Yeah.
So
but obviously he's not the answer. He's not the answer there. He's got to stick with his progressive commercials because that's the only thing working for him right now.
And listen, man, I hope he saved his money. You know, that's all you can hope for.
Yeah. Well, the Titans we touched on a little bit, but you know they won against the Saints 23-21. Saints came marching back, so to speak, for a little bit there, but Titans ended up holding them off. Lamar losing to the Dolphins, that was a little bit of a shocker.
Listen, man, it gets hot down there when they play in South Florida, man. I mean, go down there, it's hot, muggy.
The Cowboys getting blown out by the Broncos last week, and
then they turn around
blacking the Falcons 43-3 this week. I mean, you just never know with the NFL. You really just never know.
That's the thing about the league,
any given Sunday, and that is what makes the NFL, so.
That's what they're king.
It's so different because it's every. It's every week. It's not, 5-6 games in a week, where the tides could, switch back and forth. But they're more drastic, just turns of events when it happens just once every week. And it builds up the hype too. Like, everyone's saying like, oh, they're definitely going to lose. Oh, they're definitely going to lose. And, that's why, to a point, boxing was so popular for a while. It's because it was 4 months of just shit talking.
Yeah.
4 months of Rex Ryan versus Robert Saleh shit talking.
Oh, my money's on Saleh. That thing doesn't last, 10 seconds. I mean, come on.
And that plays into the fact that there's 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. They just want all that shit.
Yeah.
The NFL craves the media.
The drama.
They want it. I mean, it's kind of like the WWE in a sense, except less scripted.
Yeah, the league, but the league is doing well without all that stuff. On the sidelines of the league, I don't know if you saw this, that John Gruden is suing the NFL and Roger Goodell for
defamation.
Defamation about the emails. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. I mean, Gruden is making himself out to be a victim here. And he's saying that Roger, they conspired to leak it. I don't think that stuff gets out by coincidence. I think somebody wanted it out. The question is who leaked it. And then I also think whoever leaked it had to have known that people are going to ask about the investigation and other emails. And I would think that they know that, if there are other emails out there, so they wouldn't have leaked that. If there were other emails out there, I don't think they leaked that, but. That on the sidelines of the NFL, that is going to be a battle royale between Gruden and the league because I think he wants to get back to coaching. And I don't know what team will ever let him coach.
Let's just, what other option does he have? Doesn't mean he's going to win the lawsuit. He's just, but he has to at least put up, he has to go out swinging.
Yeah.
At the very least, not just sit back and just, take it. Especially if his goal is to, to eventually get back into the league or at least, find some saving grace somewhere where his whole just persona and reputation is all just goes for, just gets tainted. I mean, he lost the Ring of Honor in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
I mean,
man. I mean, everything.
He lost a lot, and was it because he did something he should have done? Yeah. But
special shout out
to just
Yeah.
Oh
no,
you go
good.
for it.
I was gonna say special shout out to Teddy Bridgewater for his Matador D on Sunday. I don't know if you saw that, threw an interception, and Teddy. That was the worst attempt at not tackling somebody I've ever seen.
I did not.
You have to watch that. It was embarrassing. He embarrassed himself. He apologized to his teammates. It was that bad. You got to watch it. If you haven't seen it on NFL memes or something, you got to watch it.
Yeah, I'll be sure to cue that up after the show. Yeah. In brief other news, the Mets finally found a general manager,
and then lost a star pitcher to the.
So Billy Epler, I believe it is.
Yeah.
From the Los Angeles Angels, same person responsible for bringing in, signing Trout to an extension, bringing in Ohtani, bringing in Rendon. But the Angels obviously have had their struggles, so I got mixed feelings about bringing them in, but nobody else wants to be the general manager of the Mets. So
nobody wants to come here. It's crazy.
Come on in. Come on in at this point because nobody else wants the job. But yes, like you said, Thor, Noah Syndergaard went over to the Angels for a 1-year deal, and I did not see the price, but I heard it was a hefty one.
Yeah, it was. Hold on, let me take a look here real quick. 21 million.
21 million.
1 year, $21 million.
And the guy hasn't pitched in a year and a half.
Yep.
I mean, he pitched a couple of relief outings in September, but he hasn't pitched a full start in. I don't know. I'm very early in the 2020 season, I guess.
Right.
And that was a shortened season, and he couldn't even finish that. That's hefty.
Extremely hefty.
Yeah. So I mean, if that's what he was contending, if he was contending with offers with the Mets, and the Mets couldn't match that, I don't blame him. I mean, just because Steve Cohen's got all the money doesn't mean just throw it away like that. I mean, I like Syndergaard. I love Syndergaard. I like the, what he brings to the clubhouse and just the quirky shit that goes on the sidelines or off the field. But that's a lot of money for somebody that hasn't pitched in a year and a half.
It's way too much money. But look, and here's the thing. I think Sandy Alder said it today. He didn't even give him a chance to match. He's like, I want out of here. And so he took the 21 million left.
Matched it anyway.
And listen, the winter meetings are coming up pretty soon, right? Is it next month? I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see
a couple
weeks. Yeah, I want to see especially what the Yankees do. I mean, they need a shortstop. They're talking to Freddie Freeman. I saw
that too. Yeah.
I was like, wow, all right. That's a bit bold.
Well, I mean, Freeman won a title now, so he can go elsewhere. He doesn't have to stay in Atlanta. He won something there. He stayed his whole career there, and
is he built for New York? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
I think so.
Really?
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe he can handle it.
And here's the other question: if you're a Yankee, if you're the Yankees, and he's out there, do you sign Carlos Correa? I say no because the guy's just hurt. I just don't want him on this team. I mean, he is a great player, but I don't want him on this team. But do you sign him?
Well, does he fill a hole for you?
We need a shortstop.
Yeah, but there's a lot of shortstops available this season.
Corey Seager,
Story.
No, I don't think he's coming to the. I don't think he's coming to the.
He isn't even what's his face. Trey Turner, isn't he a free agent also?
Yep.
Wasn't it just a rental?
Yep, Trey Turner's a free agent.
Now, do the Mets go after Max Scherzer? Is my question. And does Max Scherzer?
Yeah, but Max Scherzer wants 2 years, $80 million.
2 years, $80 million.
Wait, Max Scherzer pitches for the Dodgers, right?
Well, yeah, he was the Nationals, but yeah, now
he's gonna want like what did he make last year, Max Scherzer? Hold on.
Well, he's gonna want money, but he's gonna want a lot of money. But 2 years, $80 million. That sounds a little extreme.
Hold on. Max Scherzer last year made. Hold on. I'll tell you what he made last year. He signed a 7-year, $210 with the Nationals. Last year, in 2021, he's going to earn a base salary of $27 million. And a signing bonus of $15 million while carrying a total salary of $34 million. That's his base. He's going to want 2 years. Yeah, he's going to want a lot of money.
Wow. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, $35 million a year. That's a lot of money, man. You give that guy. Listen, if I'm the Yankees, I give him 2 years, $80 million. Why not? Big time pitcher.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're the Mets,
the Mets just need to, stick with, they have to hire a new training staff to keep their pitchers healthy. That's what they really need.
And it's a shame because that stadium is so much fun to be in the summer, especially like a July night, just to go watch a regular game sitting in a nice seat. It is fun to go to that stadium. I'm not going to lie.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I agree. But usually July, they have good games. It's August when they have the shitty ones.
Yeah.
August, September is when they start going downhill.
Even June.
If you go to a July game, you're good. June game, you're good.
Yeah.
It's that post All-Star break, post trade deadline around there is when it really goes downhill. Yeah. But we're running up against the clock here.
We are. So let's get to our picks. We're going to do our
picks for NFL Week 11 and for this biggest season ever that we're still going on. But we're 10 weeks already in the book.
Could you believe that, man? How it flies?
Unbelievable. It's really hard to wrap my head around it. But we got the Patriots and the Falcons Super Bowl rematch this Thursday.
Everybody's gonna play the 28-3 clips.
Oh yeah,
because that's
Patriots are favored by 7 in Atlanta. I mean, the Patriots are riding high.
Take the Patriots.
Got decimated. I can't go against the Patriots.
No, I'm with you on that.
The Falcons just have nothing. There's like no glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions at the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are favored by 10. Chubb and Hunt are probably going to be back.
Yeah.
You know what? Detroit Lions are such a hot mess, yet I'm still going to go with them because
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. Lions plus 10.
Yeah. I got the Jaguars at home, hosting the San Francisco 49ers, traveling to the southeast there. Jaguars are home dogs by 6.5. I mean, the Niners balled out, but it's away from home. It's southeast.
I'm with you.
I'm going with the Jaguars.
I'm with you on that one. Plus 6.5. Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be a fun game, though. Buffalo Bills hosting the Indianapolis Colts. Bills are favored by 7.5. I'm going with the Colts. I'm going with the Colts at 7.5. I think it's going to be a very competitive game.
Yes.
It's probably going to be decided by a field goal.
I'm with you on that. I think last week the Bills played a team that's just not ready to compete yet, and Frank Reich's going to have that team ready to play. I'm with you on that. And look at this number.
Jonathan Taylor is,
bro, you can't stop that guy.
He's balling.
You can't. You cannot stop him from running the ball. I don't know how you tackle him. I really don't.
I mean, he had 9 carries for 70 yards in
the
first quarter. All right, you can go. You can go with the next one.
I'm stunned by this line. The Jets are. I mean, Miami's -3.
in New York.
Is Vegas telling us? Is Vegas assuming Zach Wilson's back?
I think Zach Wilson is playing this week, I believe, and I think Tua is playing.
Wow, Vegas has no faith in Tua. You know what? I'm going to take the Jets +3 with the upset.
Yeah?
Yeah, +3 with the upset.
Going with the Dolphins because of not because of their offense, but because their defense is like sneaky, very sneaky.
But I'm shocked at that line, man. You would think a line like that is 10. The way the Jets got.
Oh, if it was 10, I'm going with the Jets and the points.
No, I get it, but after the way the Jets looked last week, that they're +3 at home, and it's a home game for the Jets, but they're +3. That I'm a little shocked.
You're right. You got good logic there, but I'm still gonna go with the Dolphins on this one because I think their defense is sneaky good. I mean they've had defensive touchdowns in the last 2 weeks, including against Lamar Jackson last week. So,
yeah.
I think if you could do that to Lamar, you can do it to Zach Wilson or Mike Smith, whoever it ends up being, or Flacco or whatever, whoever it ends up being. So, Washington football team visits Carolina. Cam may
at home
set up to start. It is up in the air still, but
he's gonna
Panthers
start.
are 3.5-point favorites. Washington just lost Chase Young, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go with the Carolina Panthers.
I'm with you on that.
Not because of Cam, not because of PJ Walker, not because losing Chase Young, and then you have McCaffrey. So that opens up a world of hurt right there. With McCaffrey and not having to contend with Chase Young. So
yeah, I'm with you on that. The Panthers, Cam's going to be home. No Chase Young. I think the Panthers are going to win this game.
Yeah. The Ravens visit Chicago and Justin Fields, and they are favored by 6 on the road. The Ravens got to bounce back here, and
I'm with you.
6 points. If they didn't lose to Miami, this would have been a higher spread, even with them being away. I'm taking Ravens in 6 to win by 6 or more.
I'm with you. I like the Ravens.
The Saints visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. Practically a pick 'em. The Eagles are favored by 1.5 right now.
I'm taking the Eagles. That's a home game. It's going to be cold and not in the dome. I'm taking the Eagles.
I'm taking the Eagles as well. Just because the Saints are we don't know if Kamara is going to start. I believe he's going to be back, but still, I think the Eagles are playing some good football lately, and they just beat the Broncos, correct?
Yeah. Did they? The Saints? I think so.
The Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles. Yeah, I think they did.
30-13. They beat
yeah. But this is a home game. I'm taking the Eagles at home.
Yeah. Houston at Tennessee. Tennessee's favored by 10.5. Tennessee's winning by 30.
See, here's the thing, man. Tennessee lost to the Jets. They have these games.
I understand that.
I'm going to take Houston plus 10.5.
All right, I'm sticking with Tennessee.
Okay.
I know it's a divisional game and they're usually tougher, but
yeah,
I don't know. I feel that Tennessee's going to put a whopping. Mm-hmm. The Green Bay Packers visit Minnesota. Packers are favored by 2.5. Aaron Jones is not going to be playing in this game, but A.J. Dillon will get the start. I think that the Packers defense is sneaky as well, and Minnesota, they eked out a nice little win against the Chargers in L.A., but I still think that the Packers, you got to show that you're worthy of beating the Packers at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Packers. I have no faith in Kirk Cousins in the big game like this. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm with Aaron Rodgers on this one.
This is an interesting one, though. The next
right? Go ahead.
So the Bengals are going to Vegas, and the Bengals are favorites. I mean, it is practically a pick 'em. They're favored by 1.
Raiders have no respect, man.
Well,
they give that team no respect.
Very interesting, especially after the last few games of the Bengals haven't been.
They haven't been great.
But the Bengals are coming off of a bye, so I think that might play into it because they're giving them a little bit of an edge coming off of a bye.
I want to see something. Hold on. I want to see.
I don't know which way to go with it. I probably wouldn't even pick this game, to be honest, and that's probably why it's a pick 'em like it is.
Yeah. I hold on. I want to see something here. So. Oh, that's why. Because the Raiders got annihilated by Kansas City last week.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I think the Raiders will win by a field goal.
I mean, you know what? I'm going to go with the Bengals. Coming off the bye and a little bit more practice with Burrow and Chase and, the fact that the Raiders did lose their star wide receiver, albeit for a very ridiculous, stuff by Ruggs. Obviously, we don't.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
I just think they're a little out of whack, so I'll go with the Bengals because they're off a bye and had time to, to watch some films and then watch that game last week against the Chiefs as well. So
fair enough.
Cardinals visit the Seahawks. Cardinals are favored by 2.5. I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to play. DeAndre Hopkins, we don't know yet either.
But
it's definitely not going to be. I believe Edmonds is out, and I think Connor is going to run the ball for them, and Benjamin and whatever. I think Hopkins might come back, but I don't know about Kyler.
Yeah.
So, and the Seahawks just lost a tough one, 17-0 against the Packers, but they didn't show any life, other than DK Metcalf wanting to kill the entire team.
That
was the only life that was shown in that.
Yeah.
In that whole
and then
game.
Then he tried to get back after they ejected him. He tries to get back into the game.
The Cardinals looked very flat against the Panthers this past week, but the previous game, no Kyler, no DeAndre Hopkins, no AJ Green, no anybody really, and they put a whomping on their opponent last week. So I think that the Cardinals have a little bit more firepower, and I guess we have to see how Russell Wilson, comes back from this finger because he did not look good last week. So I'll go with the Cardinals until I'm proven wrong.
I'm with you on that. I don't know if
I know 12th man and all, but
Russ can't throw the ball, man. He just can't grip the ball, and that's
what I'm saying. You have to see that he's got something.
Yeah.
To bet,
Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm with you on that.
This should be a fun game. I'm guessing this is the game of the week. Cowboys at Chiefs.
I'm taking Dallas plus 2.5.
Chiefs are favored by 2.5.
I'm taking Dallas by 2.5. I like Dallas's defense. This is going to be a good one. I'm taking the Cowboys plus 2.5.
Unfortunately, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to agree with you on this one because I don't know. I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't see it.
You can't do it.
Oh, if Andrew's watching, this should be a fun game for you, Andrew Nahr over there. He used to be a Cowboys fan. Now he's a Chiefs fan. That's going to be a fun one. I got to reach out to him because he's going to be in his heyday on that one. Pittsburgh Steelers at Los Angeles, Sunday Night Football. Los Angeles Chargers, mind you. And then you got 5.5 points. Chargers are favored.
Mason Rudolph's
is Ben Roethlisberger vaccinated?
I have no idea. I don't think he is.
If he's not, he may not play in this game because he was set Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's only 8 days. And I think it's 10, right? If
Yeah,
you're
it's
not
10
vaccinated. So if he's not vaccinated and Roethlisberger's not playing in this game, I'm going to pick the Chargers. If Roethlisberger plays, I'll pick the Steelers.
Yeah. I'm taking I'm going to take the Chargers. They're due for a convincing win, so I'll take them here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could definitely use one this week.
Yeah.
Peace, Herbert.
Yeah. And then Monday nights.
Monday night, the cream of the crop. Cream
Oh.
rises to the top here. We got the New York Football Giants, traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the Super Bowl champions. 11 points the Buccaneers are favored by. Jeez.
Man, I'll take the Giants plus 11.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of points. Because the Giants come through in prime time and Monday night.
Yeah,
and I mean they're both. No, the Giants are coming off of a bye. The Bucs are coming off that loss to Washington.
Yeah,
but 11 points is a lot. So yeah, I'll go with that.
All right.
That's it to me.
Well, that's it.
That calls it for week 10, week 11 preview there. Episode 104. Join us again next week, episode 105. And then we'll have Thanksgiving upcoming after that. So, yeah, we're going to have a fun few weeks of football ahead of us. But until then, we will see you. Enjoy week 11, and we'll see you next Tuesday night.
Peace, everybody.
Good night.